Umid Ahmedov, co-founder of Tezbor. Tezbor is a online service for electronic commerce, which brings together providers of electronic commerce services, providers of transportation services, and the buyers. In short, it's Uber for parcels. We have looked at the market in Uzbekistan, and we tried to forecast what would be the most developing area in the market in the next 5 years. And we have done this something like 2 years ago. The market of electronic commerce is gonna grow more than 40% by 2026. And the amount of services that is needed in order to support this level of growth has not been fulfilled. So if I put it into numbers, the whole market of electronic commerce would be around $1 billion USD, of which 180 million USD is needed in order to fulfill all the orders that are being sent. So basically for transportation services, and current market is 25 million for the transportation services, which means there was a gap between 180 and 25 million, which we wanted to fulfill and to fill the gap in that area. Our ambition is to make sure that the electronic commerce in Uzbekistan is a choice of every customer, every user, so that people can order things online and trust their purchases to online business and basically get their orders on time and to their doors. So our main purpose is to make sure that the electronic commerce in Uzbekistan develops, and our contribution to that development is through quality service within delivery of parcels. So the main problem of parcels and delivery services in Uzbekistan these days is that the consumers need to control their orders themselves. That's one side of the problem. The other side of the problem, it could be that providers of the products, so those who are selling them, it's their headache to kind of make sure that the stuff gets to the client. So either way, either the consumer or the provider of the service is suffering from inexistence of quality, low cost, and fast delivery services. In other words, if I give an example, it's not a basic choice of a consumer to order things online because there is this headache. So people usually go to the market and they touch things, they try things, and only after that they buy. Instead, if we look into markets outside Uzbekistan, we could see that the current level of development is that the default choice of purchases is online. So basically, sitting on your phone, on your computer, and ordering stuff to your workplace or to your home. Now, so this problem is solved through the platform that we have created, the Tezbor. In this platform, basically, we work together with sellers, the electronic shops, the e-commerce shops, and people who are actually are subscribing to deliver these orders to the final receiver. And one of the differences is that we do this. The participant of the platform basically delivers to the door, and due to the nature of the platform, it offloads the seller from actually controlling. So the headache of the seller is removed because basically it's done controlled through the platform. The headache of the receiver is removed because it's controlled through the platform. And in between, the person who delivers it earns the money. So in that sense, the whole service is cheaper, faster, and more reliable. Nowadays, we are encountering some of the challenges in the current market, and that challenge is mainly related to inability, not necessarily inability, but sometimes fear of trying something new. So consumers and participants of the platform are oftentimes a bit hesitant to enter new avenues, to try things differently, to try things that they haven't tried before. And that's why it takes a bit more time to scale this. However, we see a lot of support on the market from other participants of bigger players like Zoom and Yandex, who are basically helping to shape the new consumer behavior in this area. So I hope that with this current trend, with this current development levels, as we planned in the next couple of years, we would be able to shape a new user behavior that is much more online driven. Our unique value proposition is that we don't provide a service directly to one group of people. Our value proposition is that our platform serves as a place where both sellers, receivers, couriers, or whoever is working in this area, and also the infrastructure around it is being shaped. Our difference from other competitors is that we don't have our own fleet of cars. We don't have any buildings. We don't own any buildings. We don't run any normal operations within logistics. Everything is based on on the set of applications that we provide and the automated processes that are built in this platform. In the future, I see the role of AI in basically removing some of the paperwork that is required these days in order to fulfill some of the deliveries. So currently, some of the processes are built in a way that a paper needs to be filled by hand and it needs to be signed by hand. Then it needs to be delivered to somewhere where it needs to be checked. And before it's checked, the money cannot be paid to the person who has delivered it. And the money cannot be paid to the person who has sold it, etc., etc. So this process is taking too long time. While I think in the future, using AI, some of these processes could be let's say, automated, or let's say outsourced to the machines, so that people don't need to use lots of time to work with papers. This is one of the things. Another thing, when it comes to robotics, operations in the warehouses could be automated in terms of distribution of parcels to different locations. This is not the future. This is happening already now. If you take the example of Amazon or other big players, the robotics automation is quite widely used application within quite widely used methodology in the warehousing and logistics. In Uzbekistan, I think with the raise of pay for the human capital, the level of automation will grow as well. And when it grows, then basically the future of this niche would be defined through AI and robotics. The main motivation for this service is basically to help the population of Uzbekistan to get e-commerce as a default choice, as a default preference for purchasing goods and services. It's basically providing an opportunity to get a wider reach to products that are not necessarily available in the area of where people live, not necessarily in their local markets. And the main idea is basically to shape a new consumer behavior that is based on the values of current development of economy in the world. We managed to attract 5% investments to our startup, 5% of our valuation of $1.5 million. We have basically spoken to many investors, and one of the investors who had one of the shortest and most efficient due diligence processes was Activat VC, it took us 1 month to go from the contact to the final decision and to the first tranche. That was basically, before we spoke to Activat, we spent a couple of months speaking to other investors. If I put it on a timeline, we went live with our product in December 2022, and we received our first tranche of investment in August 23. So basically within 8 months after we started live. IT Park is playing a pivotal role in our developments, and they have been supporting us all the way. This nice office we're sitting in is provided by IT Park. Good contacts and also recommendations on further development, which we really appreciate. IT Park is actually helping us also to participate in events like ICT Week and Startup Summit, where we are able to meet our new investors or new clients and basically tell about our product and service to the rest of the world. So currently we are working only in Uzbekistan. So basically we deliver from any point to any point in Uzbekistan, door to door. Our plan is to research the markets that are on par or maybe a bit higher in terms of development of the electronic commerce, and basically trying to enter those markets with time. Some of them is basically quite far. Some of them are quite near, and hopefully we can investigate some of the markets already from the next 3 months. For example, our current investor, recommended us to investigate the market in Kazakhstan, because electronic commerce deliveries in Kazakhstan are delivered through taxis and private people who are not necessarily couriers, and scalability is still under question. So one of the markets on our list is Kazakhstan, that we will investigate in very near future. So my main advice is basically twofold. One is basically try to think the future, try to think about things that are not yet on the market and will not be on the market the next 5 years, so that by the time you develop something, it will be there, like there will be a market for that. That's one. And number two, be patient and be persistent, because at the end of the day, the persistence wins over the talent.